What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. I hope everyone is doing well, and as you can see, got another video today, another big one, another highly requested video. Of course, this is going to be my League One table predictions for the upcoming 22-23 season, and I've got to say, I say it every single year, but again, it's a really tough league, especially to predict, put team in different places. But if you do agree or disagree, do let me know in the comments. If you do enjoy, do hit a like. If we can get 100 likes on it, that would be class. Do subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated on the road to 6,000 subscribers. But yeah, let's get into this. 24th, I've gone with Morecambe. Of course, they just stayed up last season. Of course, they still got Stockton, but I think the players that have left, the likes of Greg Lee, Diagouraga, Wildig, and, the players they brought in, I haven't been impressed. Donald Love, Ripley, players like that. I just don't think they've brought in enough quality. I think they've got a League Two team pretty much. So I think they're going to finish bottom of the league, personally. 23rd, I've gone with Forest Green Rovers, a team that come up. Of course, they won League Two last year, but I think Ebu Adams, Nicky Cadden, Kane Wilson are all going to be huge misses. They all done very, very well last season. And, the players they brought in, sort of Davis, they brought Reece Brown back to the club, who had a good spell there before. But, again, I don't think they've brought in enough quality, and they've lost big amounts of quality. So I think they're going to go down in 23rd. 22nd is another promoted team from last season, and that is Port Vale. Of course, they won the League Two playoffs, but again, haven't really been impressed. Ojo and Cass coming in. Of course, they got a very good manager in Darrell Clark and had a very good season, of course, to come up, but I just don't think they're going to do very well in League One. And the last team to get relegated for me is another team that come up from League Two, played one of the best brands of football in League Two last season, and that is Exeter City. The main reason I put them down in there is that they haven't signed any players so far. I don't know what's going on with Exeter, the board and stuff, with a manager, but unless they can bring in some players of decent quality, I think they're going to struggle and finish in 21st. Now, staying up in 20th, I've gone with Fleetwood. Of course, a new manager in Scott Brown. Lost a few players, the likes of Callum Camps, Rossiter, but to be honest, I've liked the recruitment they've done. To be honest, the players they've brought in, you got Morton, you got Vela on a free, you got Earl as well coming into the club, and I think they've done some good business. So I think it'll be another season in League One for Fleetwood. So yeah, 19th, I've gone with Cheltenham Town. Of course, the manager has left to join Barnsley Football Club. Of course, they've managed to keep Alfie May as of yet. Ball, I think, will be a big miss, but they brought in the likes of Andulu as well, Southwood on loan, which is a good signing. So I think it'll be another season in League One for Cheltenham. 18th, I've gone with Burton Albion. They've managed to keep pretty much a lot of the players from last season. They brought in the likes of Butcher, Adebayo and Keeler Dunn. And I think it'll be another decent season in League One for Burton Albion. 17th, I've gone with Cambridge. Of course, they've lost Iredale Houlihan, I think's retired. Brought in, the likes of Jana, but I think another season in League One, I think they'll be pretty happy with that, Cambridge. 16th, I've gone with Lincoln, one place ahead of what they finished last season. They've lost the likes of Bramall, McGrandles. They've brought in a few Bradford players, but I think it'll be another disappointing season, really, for, a club of Lincoln standard. They get a lot of quality support as well, especially at home, but I think they'll be pretty happy, especially with the new manager coming in. 15th, I've gone with Accrington. Of course, they finished 12th last year, but I think Bishop, Sykes and Butcher are going to be massive misses. They brought in the likes of Wiley and a few other experienced players, but I think, again, they'll be happy, and, Coleman's doing a quality job there every single season. 14th, I've actually gone with my own club, Bristol Rovers. Usually the optimistic one, and I think that's pretty decent to put them as 14th. I like our squad. Obviously, we still need a few more additions in centre-back, a few wingers as well, and a few midfielders, but we've managed to keep the core of the squad from last season, but of course we still need to get a few players to strengthen, but I think 14th is pretty fair. Let me know if you agree or disagree. 13th, I've gone with Charlton. Of course, new manager, Ben Garner had a very, very good season at Swindon. Of course, people calling him Swindon Athletic with the likes of Egbo, Woolacott and Payne, but also Sessegnon bringing him on loan from Fulham. McGrandles on a free from Lincoln is a good bit of business. I think 13th is pretty decent for Charlton, to be honest. 12th, I've gone with Shrewsbury. I think this is a team that could surprise a few people this season. I think with, the signings, Dunkley, Bayliss, O'Brien and Shipley being, a few, I think they've been really good, and hopefully they can settle in well, and I think they'll have a decent season. Now, 11th, I've gone with a team that might surprise a few people, but I just think they're not as strong as last season, and it's Portsmouth. I know they brought in the likes of Pack, they brought in Pigott, they brought in Swanson from Arsenal, they brought in the West Brom keeper that was on loan at Lincoln last season. But I think, losing Harness and a few other players that have left, I think they're not going to have a very good season in their eyes. 10th, I've gone with Wickham again. They got to the playoff final last year, but Stewart and Stockdale have been two big losses, and I think the players they brought in just haven't been of the quality that you would expect at Wickham, so I think they'll finish 10th. 9th, I've gone with Oxford. I think they're going to miss out on the playoffs again. They've, seen McNally and Sykes leave, being a number of players, but they still kept most of the squad and the core from last season. They brought in the likes of Yannick Wildschut as well, and Finley. But yeah, 9th for Oxford. 8th, I've gone with Plymouth. I've gone to miss out again on the League One playoffs. I've liked the signings they've done. Again, kept most of the core from last season. I think they'll do pretty well again. Now, going into the playoff places, the last playoff place, I'd put Bolton Wanderers. Again, I really like their side. I like the core of their players. They've managed to keep most of their core players from last season. Finished well. Brought in Trafford again. Connor Bradley from Liverpool on loan. I really like them signings, to be honest. So 7th for Bolton Wanderers. Now, 6th place, I've gone with newly relegated team from last season in Barnsley. I know they've lost a few key players, the likes of Woodrow, but they've still managed to kept a lot of their team. They've brought in Cadden on a free, which is a quality bit of business. Norwood as well, who of course was linked with us, but I think they'll finish in the playoffs with Michael Duff's first season at the club. 5th, I've gone with MK Dons. I know they've lost a few key players, of course, Scott Twine being probably the best player in League One last season, moving, but I like their business so far. They brought in the likes of Barry, Bradley Johnson on a free, Nathan Holland on a free as well, and a lot of other good players, and I think they'll make up with the loss of goals. I think they'll share it between the squad, and I really like in their squad again, to be honest. 4th, I've gone with Peterborough. Again, kept most of their players. I know Beavers and a few others have left, but I like the Adebayo from Sutton and a few other good players that they've brought in. Again, a lot of their squad from last season, core players are still there, so I think 4th will be a very good finish for Peterborough. 3rd, I've gone with Ipswich Town. I think they'll narrowly miss out on automatic promotion, but I think I really like in their squad. You got Harness, Ladapo in on a free, Ball from QPR on a free, and a number of other good signings as well. And I think 3rd, they'll be very happy with that, considering they haven't finished in the playoffs yet since being relegated from the Championship. 2nd, I've gone with Derby County. I know they've brought in a lot of players. I know they've just been relegated, but since the takeover, when you bring in the likes of Hourihane, McGoldrick, James Collins, Mendes Lang, Chester, the list goes on. They've got the quality, and I think they'll bounce straight back, to be honest. And winning the league in 1st place, I've gone with Sheffield Wednesday. I've seen a lot of people have put them there, and you can understand why when you bring in the likes of Aikwe, Michael Smith on a free. Again, most of their core players are there. I think the strength and depth is there as well. Finished last season really well. Of course, unlucky not to get in the playoff final after losing to Sunderland, but I think they'll win the league. So there you go. That is my final League One table predictions this season. If you did enjoy, smash a like. Disagree, agree, let me know in the comments. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.